Peace. What's the word? What's happening, everybody? How everybody feeling on this wonderful Monday? Hopefully, y'all staying productive, healthy, getting those fruits and veggies in. Hopefully, y'all got y'all workouts in and all that good stuff, man. I'm gonna give y'all about 3 to 5 minutes to tap in with the kid before I start elaborating on this particular build. Let me know how y'all living and feeling on this wonderful Monday before we tap in, man. So, what's the word? Holla at your boy. Let me know how we living and feeling on this Monday. Terenzo, what's happening? What's happening? What's the word, Terenzo, my good brother? Oh yeah, for sure. The sense of urgency is definitely lacking in society these days, and that's what prompted this particular stream, man. The sense of urgency is lacking. It's lacking big time, man. So I got to instill that fire in some of my brothers and sisters, man. We got to get the moving. We got legacies to build. We got things to accomplish, but we're not going to accomplish any of these things at the snail's pace in which some of us are moving. We moving at a snail's pace. We acting like we got time out here. We acting like we have an infinite amount of time to get things done. We act like we have an infinite amount of time to accomplish goals and all that good stuff. Man, no, you do not. Juwan, peace. What's happening? Lindell, peace. Peace. What's happening? Peace by bless on out. Peace. Peace. What's happening? What's the word? How my brothers living? How my brothers feeling? What's the word? We tapping in. We talking about urgency, man. When they told you back in the day to live every day like it's your last, like a lot of that went over a lot of heads, man. That particular statement, that particular phrase went over a lot of folks' heads, man. Like we just completely ignored that. We didn't take that serious. Like when they tell you to live every day like it's your last, man, that's a serious philosophy to adhere to. You will get a lot of things done. You will start to bring a lot of great things into existence once you actually apply that particular concept to your life. Live every day like it's your last. Dominique, peace. What's happening? What's the word? TZ, what's happening? Say you started that fruit fast today. Let's get it. That's light work. Some slight. Some slight. Some slight. Terenzo, and it's crazy that when we start talking like this, it's considered harsh, or tough love or constructive criticism, when the truth is, it's the truth. It's reality. Actual fact. When they told you to live every day like it's your last, man, that's how you should be living. You should be tackling every day like the next day isn't promised. So you need to be satisfied. Like if today was the last day, you need to be satisfied with what you have accomplished. And a lot of times, man, we be procrastinating, pushing things off and back, acting like we have an infinite amount of time. And then when life starts to hit us, we start to get overly stressed out. We start to get depressed and things like that because you just spent all this time procrastinating. And now you are in a serious situation and you're not able to move forward with some of the goals that you had or some of the plans that you had because you kept pushing it off, kept pushing it back. And now life just smacked you upside the head and gave you a concussion. And now you cannot pursue these goals. Whereas if you just would have put things into motion earlier, then you wouldn't be in the position that you in. Like straight up, man, we got to start tackling things ASAP. As we say in our Supreme Alpha, like the best time is always now. The best time to start to do something is always right now. You may not have everything that you need to do some of the things that you want to do, but I promise you have some of the things that you need. So start with what you have and just put something into motion. Stop sitting around waiting for your circumstances and your condition to be perfect in order for you to start moving and implementing some things. Man, your situations or your circumstances or your condition doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be 100% the way that you would like it to be. Man, if it's 50% the way there, man, you got to start with that 50% and work your way up to the 100. That 50% might actually be 100. It's all about perspective. But you got to start somewhere, and you got to start now. A lot of times we just sit and wait. Oh man, I need some money. Or man, I need this type of computer. Man, I need this type of camera. Man, I need a space. I need this. Man, stop focusing on the things that you do not have and focus on the things that you do have that can help push you further along on your journey. So a lot of times, man, we just be wasting time focusing on things we can't control and focusing on things that we don't have. And that's what causes this anxiety and this stress and this depression and things along those lines. Man, you got to redirect and shift your focus. Focus on what you have. Focus on what's around you. Start appreciating the things that's around you. Start appreciating the things that's within you and start working with that. You have a mind. Use that. So if you don't have the physical tools that you think you may need to accomplish something, well, use the mental tools. Brainstorm, strategize, think creatively. Think of ways to put this into motion without having the physical tools that you think you need. Think of other ways. Use your imagination, use your creativity. Don't just say, I don't have this, so therefore, I'm not going to put anything into motion. I'm just going to sit around and wait until I'm able to have X, Y, and Z, until I'm able to have everything perfect the way that I would like it to be. What if it never gets to that point? What if your condition, what if your circumstances are never perfect? What if your circumstances are never the way that you want them to be? Then what? Now you're gonna be on your deathbed and be sitting around regretting that you never pursued X, Y, and Z because you was waiting on the perfect opportunity or the perfect situation or circumstance or condition, and it never happened. And then next thing you know, you 85. I don't know if you all noticed, but time definitely flies. Time definitely flies. Man, I was talking to somebody today, man. We went back to 1998, and I told him, I was like, man, 1998 seemed like it wasn't that long ago. Man, 1998 was 26 years ago. I remember some things vividly that were going on around that time. It doesn't seem like that was that long ago, but that was 26 years ago. Man, time doesn't wait. When they say time waits for no man, they not playing with you. Man, I remember, man, listen, time waits for no one. So if you sitting around thinking you got time, man, you better think again. Better think again. So when you conjure up an idea, when you got something that you want to do or pursue it right now. Put it into motion ASAP. Start with what you have. Again, you may not have all the tools, but you have some of the tools. Put something into motion. Stop sitting around waiting, because I done seen too many people have all of these aspirations, have all of these dreams and goals and ambitions and things like that, and they waited, and then next thing you know, passed away, got real sick, something happened to where it impeded or hindered their ability to pursue the goal, the dream, the aspiration. And that's a tragic story. Don't let that be you. Don't let it be you. That's why I'm always telling folks, when they tell me things that they want to do, and I'll be like, well, why aren't you doing it? And they start giving me all these excuses. Listen, I don't care about these things you don't have. What do you have? If you got to start with just producing a business plan, then that's a start. Man, but do something. Whatever it is, if you got to start with brainstorming or creating a plan or a strategy, that's something, and that's progress. It may not be fancy, it may not be generating a revenue right away, but trust me, you're going to appreciate the fact that you wrote down that strategy, wrote down that plan years from now. So if that's what you have to start with, then that's what you have to start with, for real, man. We have to stop overlooking the small things like conjuring up the business plan, conjuring up the strategy, whatever we want to refer to it as. Man, we got to stop overlooking that. We want to just get right to the glitz and glamour. No, you have to do the tedious or the boring or mundane things that folks don't want to do. That's what's going to take you to the next level. Read the books that nobody want to read. Watch the podcasts or the documentaries that nobody wants to watch. Put in the hours that folks don't want to put in, man. Do the boring and mundane things, and that's what's going to take, whether it's your business endeavor, whether you striving to move up in the corporate world, whatever the case may be. Doing those boring, mundane things that folks neglect and don't want to do, that will take you to the next level. So if that's what you have to start with, please don't neglect that. Please don't look at it like, man, I don't want to do that because it's boring. I don't want to do that because it's tedious, it's mundane, it's not fun. That might be the thing. That might be the one key element that if you don't do it will be the reason why you remain stagnant. So don't overlook those mundane tasks. Don't overlook them. And a lot of times we do that. We want to do the pretty stuff. We want to do the cute stuff. No. Do the ugly things as well. And put just as much energy into the boring tasks or the mundane tasks as you put in the things that's cute and pretty. Like straight up. Blaze, what's happening? Hey, peace to everybody that's tapping in right now that I haven't shouted out. Let me see what we talking about though. Let me see what's the word with everybody. I ignored that part. Oh yeah, Dominique, for sure. And that's another thing that we have to stop playing around with too. In regards to we living like we have an infinite amount of time, and that's with our health. And y'all know I'm always pushing that. How many times I had to see folks push off their health, pushing it off. You know how we do it in the Black community. We push it off until we come down with something that's extra serious. And now we trying to get serious about the health. No, preventative. You cannot beat preventative measures or preventative maintenance. You can't beat that. Why do we'd rather reverse ailments, which is much harder, than prevent them from happening in the first place? I don't know about y'all, but I would rather prevent something than spend all that energy and that effort into reversing something. No, man, reversing a condition is a lot harder than preventing it from happening in the first place. Preventing these ailments are actually not that complicated. But again, we act like we got time. Man, I go on that. I change the way I'm eating next week. Man, you know what? Next month I'm gonna go on this type of diet, which I don't like that word. And you know what? I'm gonna wait till the weather warm up to start working out. Man, y'all better stop doing that. Y'all really better stop doing that. For real. Y'all better stop doing that. And there's too many people that's doing that. Then next thing you know, something serious hit you. And now you want to go on juice cleanses. Sometimes your body, I'm not going to say sometimes it's too late, but man, there has to be a lot of things in alignment for you to reverse a situation. You know what I'm saying? So, stop waiting until the last minute. Stop going on these extreme juice detoxes and cleanses when you come down with an ailment. Like, man, for real. Stop waiting, man. Do that 7-day juice cleanse right now with nothing being wrong with you. Do it right now. Go on that fast right now. You went and got a checkup, everything is good. Well, continue to be good. Go on that detox right now. Don't wait. Oh, man, they told me I'm diabetic. I need to do this. That's cool, but we would have never got to this point if you would have did what you knew you should have been doing 10 years ago. And people look at me and they hear the smoothies I drink during the day. Oh man, that don't sound like it tastes good. Man, that sounds bored. I can't be eating the same foods all day. Man, I don't care about none of that when it comes to my health. I don't care about any of that when it comes to my wellness. I don't care about any of that. Man, listen, I have spent enough time eating for taste. I didn't spend enough time drinking all the juices and the sodas and things like that, that had my taste buds going crazy. I didn't had the sweet tooth. I didn't had all the candy. I didn't did all of that. Now we are strictly eating to live. I don't make smoothies for them to taste good. It ain't about taste. I'm trying to give my body the nutrients that it needs in order to thrive, in order to be the best version of myself physically and mentally. I'm striving to give my body all the vitamins and minerals that it needs. I don't care how it tastes. I'm way beyond that. When you start eating for taste, that's how they get you. They make all the food that's trash for you and the juices and things like that that's trash for you. They make them taste good because they know we eat for taste. We drink for taste. So if we make it taste good, we got them. Whole while we lacing it with all type of hormones, all type of nonsense, all type of chemicals that's killing us, all type of poisons in the food, in the drinks. But it tastes good, so therefore we good. And we feel like it's depressing to eat food that don't necessarily taste the greatest, which you do have a lot of healthy foods that taste great. But it really shouldn't even be about that. Eating shouldn't be something that we are doing for enjoyment. That's the problem. Like, we eating for enjoyment. We eat for recreation. Man, you literally supposed to be eating for fuel, fam. Like, you are supposed to be eating to fuel your body and your mind. That is it. You're not supposed to be eating for enjoyment, recreation, or I'm bored. I'm bored, therefore I'm going to snack. Man, that's not the reason why we eat. This is why you have concepts like gluttony and things like that. Man, you are literally supposed to be eating to fuel the body, to fuel the mind, fuel the brain. That's it. That's it. You're not supposed to be out here eating for enjoyment. And that's why we have obesity the way we have it. That's why we have all of these diseases the way we have it, because y'all are eating for enjoyment. Y'all are eating for pleasure. Y'all are eating for pleasure and end up with a lot of pain. Y'all better stop eating for pleasure. Y'all better stop that. So that's why when people ask me how something tastes, man, I don't care about that. I'm gonna tell you straight, we shouldn't care about that. Now, mind you, you can have some things that taste good. I love fruit. Fruit ain't bad tasting, you know what I'm saying? But at some point, you also gonna have to go to them vegetables. You gonna have to drink the bitter joint. You gonna have to do that. You're gonna have to do that. At some point, you're gonna have to have some of these things that don't necessarily taste the greatest to give your body what it needs. And you should be able to do that with no problem. The moment that you make that a problem, that's when I know you have a food addiction. You have a problem. You have food addiction, which a lot of people have. Antoinette, peace, Bobby, Corey, Zuri, hey, peace to everybody tapping in. Trappers, what's happening? What's happening? Curtis, peace. Peace to everybody. I'm trying to tap in with everybody. Peace. What's happening? But we gotta stop playing. Gotta stop. I see too many people pushing their health off. Man, I'm gonna change the way that I'm eating next week. I'm gonna change the way that I'm eating. Next week turn into the week after that. I see this all the time. I'm in this field, fam. I'm in this field. We make a lot of excuses, and then that age creeps up on us. And then now we trying to rush and reverse a bunch of ailments. Man, I'm trying to tell you. Listen, it's people that, man, if they just would have did what was right and exact 10 years ago when they got the information, situation would be way different. Way different, man. If you take care of your body right now, I'm telling you, your body will reward you later. Stop waiting, man. I don't know. I can't stress that enough, fam. Stop waiting and just shift your mindset when it comes to food. Again, food is not something that we do for pleasure. This is not recreation, and this is not something we do when we are bored. When you are bored, pick up a book, write something down, man, exercise, do anything. We don't eat out of boredom. No, that's not what the food is for. Food is not to entertain you when you are bored. It's not what food is for. And then emotions. That's another again. When you feeling emotional, don't eat. And then don't tell me, oh, that's easier said than done. Man, I don't care about anything being easy. I don't care about anything being difficult. When you are emotional, that's not the time to eat. Because again, when you are emotional, you tend to make bad decisions. You don't hear a lot of emotional people say, man, I'm sad. I'm about to go make a green smoothie. No, people get emotional. Man, I'm sad. I need some ice cream. Oh, I'm sad. I need some candy. Oh, I'm sad. I'm about to eat this burger. We don't get sad and then want food that's healthy. It's not how that works. When you sad, when your mindset is already toxic, you want food that reflects that. You want toxic food. That's just how that goes. So stop eating when you are emotional, because 99.9% of the time you are going to grab something that you should not be grabbing, or you are going to drink something that you should not be drinking. So we gotta stop doing that. Cue this, cue that. Peace, what's happening? Tony, peace, what's happening? You got to stop eating out of boredom, and you got to stop being an emotional eater. There are plenty of other things you can do when you are feeling depressed, when you are feeling emotional. But eating is the last thing you need to do. It's the last thing you need to do, unless you have the discipline to eat something healthy, which you about still shouldn't do. But if you have the discipline to eat something healthy when you are emotional, then do that. But a lot of folks don't have that discipline. They lack that discipline. So again, when you are emotional, man, go exercise, channel that energy that way. Man, do some squats, do some crunches, do some sit-ups, leg lifts, anything. Journal, man, meditate, man, listen to some peaceful music, take a nap, man, whatever you got to do. Walk, do something. Just don't eat. Same for when you're bored. Which is crazy, because the older I get, the more I realize, like, you should never be bored. I can't tell y'all the last time I've uttered the words I am bored. It's too much out here to learn. It's too much out here for me to do. With all this information out here, man, I will never be bored, because there's always something I could be researching, always something I could be studying, always something I could be learning. So I'm never talking about I'm bored. Like, being bored is childish. So when I hear grown folks talking about, man, I was like, why you eat all that? Well, because I was bored. Nah, man. Like, come on. It's too much out here for us to be learning and doing and mastering for us to ever say we are bored. That's childish. That's what 10-year-olds say. That's what a 9-year-old say they bored. And you 35 and you 40, you shouldn't be talking about you're bored. That doesn't even make any sense. What you doing with your time to where you bored? No. Hey, Ken, what's happening? Yeah, Lindell, like all of that. But hey, all of that is classified as a drug. Food is a drug. So food is right up there with. They all in the same category. So a lot of people that have these food addictions, they judge the folks that smoke the cigarettes, even smoke the weed, even drink the alcohol. But again, if I tell you to stay away from the pork chop for a week, then you're going to have a problem. If I tell you to stop eating cheese for a week, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to be going through the same type of withdrawals. So that cheese is your crack. That cheese is your liquor. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of folks be judging these folks. But when I tell them to lay off certain foods, they can't do it. So you just as bad. So you got to watch who you point the finger at. Because when I suggest for you to lay off the McDonald's, lay off the fast food, oh man, I can't do that. You know how many people tell me, man, I can never go vegan. I can never let go of this. You got a problem. I'm not saying you have to go vegan, but if you telling me out your mouth that you could never go vegan because you can't let go of a certain food, then that means you have an addiction. If you telling me that I can never go vegan because I just can't let go of cheese, that means you got an addiction to cheese, man. When you out your mouth tell me that you can't go to a certain lifestyle because you cannot let go of a certain food that you don't need, it's a problem. You have an addiction. Man, I can't never go vegan, man, because I can't let go of the chicken. Because you are addicted to the chicken. Let's deal in reality. That's the reason why you can't go vegan, because you have an addiction to chicken. If I tell you to let go of the chicken, you ready to fight me, you can't do it. You're going to fail every time. So it's all an addiction. It's all an addiction. I see it all the time. I see it all the time, the grip that the foods we eat have on people. When I recommend simple things, hey, just go 24 hours with some water. I tell people to go 24 hours on water, and they act like I told them to go 24 years with water. 24 hours. When you really break down 24 hours, you not necessarily even going a full day without eating. I don't want to say a full day, but you literally a calendar day. You're not going a full calendar day without eating. 24 hours. Listen, if I start a fast right now, if it's 4/12 and I start a 24-hour fast from right now, that literally means I could break the fast at 4/12 tomorrow. So I was able to eat all the way up into 4/12, and then I'm gonna be able to eat again after 4/12 tomorrow. I didn't go a whole calendar day without eating some food. I just went 24 hours. I didn't go a whole calendar day though. I ate some food on Monday. I ate some food on Tuesday. So people don't even be understanding that. But you tell them 24 hours without some fast, they think without some food, they think they about to die. They think they gonna starve to death. You know what I mean? Like all this body fat. The human, listen, the body is all wise and intelligent. It's the reason why you store body fat to begin with. And we can thank our ancestors and evolution for things like that. The whole reason why you store body fat is so you can go long periods without eating. So therefore, now the body has something that it can tap into for nourishment. This is what body fat is for here. And we got way more body fat as a whole, as a collective, than we need to have. So trust me, you got plenty of food. Your body has plenty of food to thrive on if you go 24 hours without some food. You got 30-35% body fat. Trust me, 24 hours is not about to kill you. I promise you. There's no way 24 hours is going to kill. 48 hours is not going to kill you. If you have over 30% body fat, man, you listen. Come on now. So again, we got to change the relationship. Change the relationship that we have with food. And we got to start doing better, fam. Because again, even when it comes to tackling all these goals and putting all this stuff into motion, if you don't have your health, you have absolutely nothing. You won't be able to focus. You won't be able to be as creative as you need to be. Like all of this stuff is connected. The healthier you are, the easier it will be to tackle these goals, to pursue these goals, to pursue the dreams. It will be a lot easier. Your thinking will be a lot clearer. You will be able to brainstorm, come up with some great ideas when you have that clarity of the mind that comes with fasting, that comes with detoxing, cleansing, eating the right foods, eating the fruits and veggies. It comes with a clarity of the mind. So you're going to come up with the best ideas. So if you're looking for some business ideas, go on a fast and watch all the ideas that come to you. You writing books, you need a title for a book. Go on a fast. Promise you, you're gonna think of some of the greatest titles on the planet, because your mind is gonna be clear. Your body is not about to have to spend a lot of effort and energy breaking down a bunch of toxic foods. So now it's able to just let you think more clearly. Because now the digestive system, it has a break. It's not overworking. So you are able to just think clearly, and you come up with some of the greatest ideas on the planet. I'm trying to tell you. If you need an idea for something, go on a fast and tap back in with me and let me know what's up. It could be something simple, man. You need a name for something, go on a fast. You got an exam you got to take, go on a fast. And they tell you, oh man, you need to put something in your system before you. Nope. Because 9 times out of 10, you're going to put the wrong thing in your system, and now you sitting there can't focus. Go on a fast. Let that digestive system rest while you are coming up with these ideas. And then when you come up with the idea, put the right food in your system. Drink the fruit smoothie. Drink the green smoothie. This is how it's supposed to go. Again, I've come up with some of my greatest ideas, concepts, titles. Back when I rap, like I would come up with some of the greatest things, some of my greatest content, some of my greatest lyrics and things like that when I would be in that fasted state. Meaning all of my energy is going into whatever it is that I'm doing. Like my stomach ain't even like, listen, I'm able to focus everything into this craft. My digestive system ain't even working. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even putting in extra work. Like I got all my energy is going into whatever it is that I'm focusing on. Man, that's powerful. That's powerful. But again, we got this weird relationship with food to where we think we got to be eating all day, every day. And we think if our stomach growling, that means that we're hungry. That ain't even what that means. But y'all can look that up though. Don't just believe me on face value. We think if our stomach growling, that means we're hungry. You know, we think like this is how addicted we are. We think we hungry. You just ate 2 hours ago and your stomach growling and you think you hungry. You just had a big meal 2 hours ago and you think 2 hours later you hungry. 2 hours later you starving, but you just had a big meal 2 hours ago. That's impossible. There's no, and then not even like you ate 2 hours ago, and then you probably ate 3-4 hours before that. But you think you're hungry. And I break this down all the time, man. It's a difference between being hungry and having an appetite. We have appetites, meaning we can eat. We want to eat. Not we have to eat. When you start saying things like you are hungry, now what you are telling yourself is, I have to eat. I'm starving. That's what you tell yourself. You know, a lot of this is programming. Like we are programmed to associate certain things with meals. We are programmed to associate certain things with food. And it's like the experiment they did with the dogs, man. What is it, Pavlov's dogs? You know, when they associated the white coat and the ringing of the bell with some food. So every time the little doctor, every time dude came in with the white coat and the bell went off, they hit the bell, they started salivating at the mouth. They associated that with food. We do the same thing. We have associated waking up in the morning with food. So we think, oh, in the morning, I got to eat something called breakfast. So when we accept these things as our reality, our stomach, we start sending signals to the brain around these times. Like, man, I need to eat something. It's all programmed. But you don't have to eat, though. You don't have to eat. You just want to eat. You want to eat. Trust me, you're not going to die. The people that's out here dying are the people that's overeating, or the people that's eating all the garbage foods. You know, when you start looking at a lot of these ailments and these conditions, these are the people that are overeating, eating all the wrong food. We overeating, yet we malnourished. So we eating a bunch of foods, but we eating the wrong foods. And that's crazy. So we malnourished, but we obese. Come on now. Terenzo, my brother, appreciate that donation for sure. Oh yeah, Terenzo for sure. I mean, and again, perspective. And you gotta watch what you feed your subconscious mind, because your subconscious mind doesn't have a filter. It's not able to say, oh man, he just playing. Oh, this is a joke. This fiction. Your subconscious mind accepts whatever it is that you, whatever it is you send it, whatever it is you tell that subconscious mind, it accepts it. So you got to be mindful of what you not only say to yourself, but what you say to other people. Basically, be mindful of what you put in the atmosphere, because the subconscious mind accepts whatever you say, and then it uses whatever you feed it. It uses that to shape your reality. So that's some powerful stuff. That's why I tell people, man, be mindful of what you say, because everything you say has an impact on your subconscious mind, and that's what's going to ultimately shape your reality. You keep feeding your subconscious mind whatever it is you feed, and your subconscious mind will say, okay, cool. And then it's going to continue to create or bring you circumstances that reflect whatever it is you feed it. So you better be mindful of what you're saying. Be mindful of what you're saying. Be mindful of what you're saying. Corey D, man, I already know. Clean the plate. You know what I'm saying? And I was studying the blue zones, which are the healthiest populations across the world. And one of the things I came across was one of the blues. I forgot which country this was or which zone this was, a group. They was like, nah, eat till you 80% full. Like eat up to 80%. They say don't never clean, not don't clean your plate, but don't eat until you 100% full. They say don't ever do that. Don't stuff yourself. Man, get smaller plates. Like that's a hack. You know what I'm saying? Just get smaller plates. Don't get big plates and put food on it. Get a smaller plate and put your meal on that smaller plate. That'll help you. You know, but we go get the biggest plate, put all the food on the biggest plate, and then think we gotta clear this plate. No. No. Those blue zones is like, nah, eat till you about 80% full. Never eat until you stuffed. Like you should never be eating like that. Ever. You should never be eating to the point what they say. You in a food coma. You should never be eating to the point where you feel like you got to go to sleep instantly after the fact. You had too much to eat. You ate too much. You ate way too much. Once again, food is supposed to give you life. It's not supposed to make you go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? When you eat and your body feel like it has to go to sleep, man, that means your body is tired because you overworking it. Like, man, what is this dude feeding me? Man, I got to put in this work to digest and break all this down. And you become fatigued, you become tired. And we call it a food coma. Man, I ate so much, man, I ate so good, I had to go, I had to take a nap. Man, that's because your body, man, you fed that, you fed your digestive system way too fast, and it was way too much, and it's overworking, and now you tired. Jay, what you say? What do you think about eating an entire fruit on an empty stomach before eating a meal? I've heard that's one of the ways that's supposed to help prevent cancer. You always, yeah, you technically, you always want to eat fruit by itself. And then when you eat the fruit by, now there's some fruits you can combine, but they definitely say like melons. You want to eat all melons by themselves. And then when you eat the fruit by itself, you want to give yourself about 30 minutes to an hour or so before you consume anything else. You know, which at the end of the day, if we really want to get technical and analyze the species, you know, we all technically supposed to be fruitarians, which means we supposed to primarily be consuming fruits. And that's just what it is. Like we are designed to thrive on a fruitarian lifestyle. Now, again, that doesn't mean that you're eating 100% fruit. That's about probably say about 80% fruit, meaning you have 20% other things that you can consume. But if you eating, like I can construct a regimen that consists of fruits, nuts, seeds, and some veggies that'll have everything that you need. That'll have everything that you need, minus a few add-ons. And depending on where you live, maybe a few supplements. But I promise you, I can give you a regimen that consists of fruits primarily, nuts, seeds, some vegetables, and probably a few supplements, a few herbs, and you will be thriving and you will be good. Because that I'm trying to tell you, when you start studying this stuff long enough, it's going to lead you to, oh, we are fruitarians by nature. We can thrive on a fruit regimen, which again, it's not 100% fruit. Say about 60 to 80%. You do it. You do it the right way, you can thrive on that. You're gonna feel great. You're gonna feel great. But that's the way we designed to thrive on something like that, man. We designed to straight up. But yeah, you definitely want to consume it on an empty stomach. And then definitely eat melons by themselves. Any melon, eat it by itself. You could put the berries together, add them with a few bananas and try to keep the citrus fruits by themselves as well, technically. Clocks in, peace, happy early born day. Hey Marcel, peace, what's happening? Then there you say I can some people eat 70 hot dogs and some people get in these contests eating 3 pounds of food at one setting. Man, that's dead. That's dead. Like you and that, and I remember watching that back in the day, man. That was crazy. That was ridiculous. Eating all that swine, man, and then eating it fast. Like you're not even chewing the food thoroughly. Man, that's boy, your digestive system a wreck. Like straight up. Yeah, Jay. Primarily. People miss the primarily part, but yeah, primarily fruits and veggies. Primarily. 100% we could thrive on that. 1,000%. 1,000%. But again, you tell this to the average person, they're gonna be looking at you like you crazy. Man, you can't just eat fruits and veggies and this and that. Yes, you can. 1,000%. Like I say, fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds, and like I say, probably a few supplements, a few herbs. I promise you'll be good. Promise you. And I used to push this. I used to push this way back in the day. I used to push this back in the day, back when I was first transitioning to the vegan lifestyle, man. I was telling people about raw food, the raw food lifestyle. Then if we want to get deeper with it, yeah, the raw food lifestyle, which again, being a raw food is, I think they say it's about 60 to 80% of your diet. It might be 60 to 75 or something, but I say about 60 to 80% of your regimen is raw, and that's by pounds or by weight. That's how they determine if you like a raw foodist. So again, it's not all the food that you consume is raw, but it's a nice chunk of what you consume is raw. Like this is how we really supposed to be living. Now, some foods, the antioxidants and the enzymes are unlocked when you cook them. Like a tomato. Like a tomato, for instance, you want to cook the tomato because it unlocks and unleashes certain enzymes, certain antioxidants and things like that. Certain properties are unleashed from the tomato when you cook the tomato. So again, there's a time and a place to cook things. Like mushrooms, you want to cook the mushroom because again, certain enzymes are unlocked. So we're not gonna eat everything raw, but predominantly what you consume is supposed to be raw, with the exception of like tomatoes and mushrooms and things like that. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, and that's what's a lot of people. I don't want to say a mono diet, but the mono approach to consuming fruits, which is basically eating one fruit at a time. All right, I'm about to just eat some apples. Like I'm not about to eat apples, bananas, berries, and nah, I'm just gonna eat apples. That's like the mono approach, eating one fruit at a time, which is you really can't necessarily beat that. A lot of times we just be mixing things, we be in a rush, and we just be improperly combining our foods. Evolve, you say any books you can think of that go deeper into which foods go together. Oh yeah, Fit for Life. That was one of the first books that I read that talked about food combinations. But I think it's several versions of a Fit for Life book. But look up Fit for Life by Harvey Diamond. That was one of the first books that I read about that. And then you got the Detox Miracle Source book, Raw Foods and Herbs for Complete Cellular Regeneration. That's another good book as well. But Fit for Life is where I first came across the food combination principle by Harvey Diamond. And then, like I said, the Detox Miracle Source book, Raw Foods and Herbs for Complete Cellular Regeneration. He talks a lot about what I'm talking about as well in that particular book. Those are two books that I would say start off with. Plenty other books that I could recommend, but we just gonna start with the basics. Like those are some great books to start with. You know, if I had to think of two off the top, I would say those two. And really break them joints down. It's a lot, especially in that second book. Terenzo, you say what prompted me to get the particular brand I got? Man, I actually started just kind of looking at the reviews and then just looking at, like, when you look at the back of these joints and you see like the extract 30 to 1 and you just see like the milligrams and things like that. It's a combination of all of that. And I've been on these things, man. I can tell you, I noticed the difference. Well, I just did one of the craziest leg days I done did in a minute. And I had two of these before, you know what I'm saying? Two of these before that leg day, man. I've been taking two of these every morning. And my workouts have not suffered, man. I can notice the boost in energy for my workouts. Like, I got through a workout today where if I probably wouldn't have had those, and I might have been dragging through that joint, man. But I was squatting like crazy today. Squatting like crazy. So straight up, I definitely recommend these herbs. Like, herbs, unfortunately, in 2024, the way that they have tampered with the food, even the fruits and veggies. Terenzo, I would say the capsule form, so like it would be better. I would take the capsules. But unfortunately, due to the way that they have tampered with the quality of even the fruits and the veggies, like, you at this stage in the game, you have to be taking some herbs. You have to be. That's like the icing on the cake, so to speak. You know, so if you're getting the fruits and the veggies in, you still should have a regular daily regimen of herbs that you are taking on top of that. Like, that's just, you got to do it. You have to do it because they have tampered with our food sources for so long that even if you eating healthier foods, like, it takes so much of those foods to give you what you need. These herbs, that's where these herbs come into play. Kenya, ashwagandha in powder form is cool. Yeah, for sure. I got my ashwagandha right here in capsule form. You know, I got it, but hey, I done had the powder form too. Jay, what you say? What do you think about the balancing your meals? Have protein, carbs, vegetables after eating the fruit. Let the fruit digest first. Protein you could get from plants as well. Now, see the thing. Now, I'm going to paraphrase some of the food combination principles. One of the main things to remember here is that you never combine a heavy protein source with a starch. Never do that. And what's one of the famous meals that we eat, or that we was brought up eating in the wilderness of North America, especially men? Steaks and potatoes. That's the worst one of the worst combinations you could ever do. When you have a heavy protein source, whether you consume some type of meat or whether on the plant-based side you eat something like split peas or lentils. Now the split peas is already a vegetable, but you want to make sure with your heavy protein source, you are consuming only a vegetable along with it. So you don't want to have all of those things on your plate because certain there are different enzymes required to break down the starch versus the protein. And this causes conflict internally. So if you have a heavy starchy food like some potatoes, and then you got a heavy protein food like maybe some lentils or your steak or your chicken, man, you don't want to eat them together at all. You don't want to combine them at all. You want to have your protein source with a vegetable. You want to have your starch with a vegetable. Pretty much a vegetable gonna be the side dish for everything. And I recommend not eating fruit with anything. You want to eat fruit by itself, nothing else. A fruit should not be a part of the meal. Like a fruit is something that you eat solo dolo. Do not eat fruit with anything. Don't be like, I'm about to eat this fruit and then I'm about to go bash this meal. No. No, just eat the fruit by itself and go about your day. Like if you had a nice amount of fruit, then you are good. Yeah, the burger, like, yeah. The crazy thing about it is a burger, like the makeup of a burger, is literally the combination that I'm talking about. Bread with the patty, that should not be a thing. Like, that's terrible. The bread, the bread with the patty. That's horrible. That's actually a terrible combination, along with the fries. So you gotta understand, you not only are you got the bread with the patty, but then you also got the fries, man. That yo, ooh, your digestive system going crazy. Yeah, that digestive system going wild. Your digestive system like, hold up, like it's already rough with the burger and the fry, with the bread and the patty, and then that's just the bread and the patty. This ain't all the other stuff that you putting on it or in it. So there's all type of stuff going on when you eating that burger. Man, you didn't put, you got the bread, and you got the patties, and you got some cheese, and you got some lettuce, and you got some mayonnaise, or you got some ketchup, mustard. Man, you got some pickles. You got too much going on just the burger. And then you add fries. Just pay attention to how your stomach responds to that. Your stomach be letting you know out the gate. Oh yeah, Blaze, I actually heard about that. Not only did I hear about that, I had folks ask me about that in the gym. I say, yep, there you go. But yeah, that's why these herbs are very important. That's why herbs are very important. But yeah, you want to basically eat everything with a vegetable source, you know. So if I'm gonna eat something that's heavy in protein, consume even if you do a burger, eat it with instead of the fries, eat it with something green. Like I remember I came across that in the book. They was like, look, even if you're gonna do the burger, they was like combine that with a vegetable, like not a vegetable, but like because a potato technically, but combine that with something green instead of the fries. Like have a burger with asparagus. That may sound like, man, why would I do that? But it's better on your digestive system. It's better on the digestive system. Like eat it with something green. You know what I mean? Like eat it with something green. My rule of thumb, man, when you start eating stuff like that, always eat it with something green, fam. If you're gonna have any type of meat, greens. That's your side. Like that's it. I don't want to see no potato green. Now, with the exception of like a sweet potato is like a superfood, but I still wouldn't have like the sweet potato with the meat. I do the sweet potato with the vegetables. Oh man, you gonna be constipated, man. You just gonna be all bad. Stomach gonna be rumbling, all type of stuff that's gonna be going on. So man, we got to make sure. Hey, and I would do. I might have did a video way back when about food combination principles, but I might do another video about that. You know, because food. Hey, people underrate that. Even when you making smoothies, like technically, there are a few. There are a few fruits that go well with vegetables when you are blending, like apples, like lemons and limes. Like they semi cool. Just put a like a little amount, you know, that don't go crazy. So a small amount in that smoothie when you're making that green joint. Like just throw a little bit of some apples in there, a little bit of like lemon juice in that joint, and get your roll on. Maybe if you like a banana or something, and get your roll on. You know, man, I just looked at the time, man. I'm about to be running late. See, I ain't have as much time to build. I've been on the go lately. It's crazy out here, man. But again, I'm putting things into motion. I'm being effective with the little time that I do have, not wasting time. We out here we being efficient and we being effective. But I gotta make my second smoothie. Speaking of that, I gotta go and make my second smoothie and head back to this gym and finish off my clients for the night. You know, so I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Appreciate the donations, all the comments, and all the love. I'm gonna try to tap in with y'all again one day this week. Who knows? Y'all know how I do it. I'm spontaneous. I come out of nowhere. I come like a thief in the night, like they say. But man, I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna let y'all get back to enjoying the rest of y'all Monday. I'm out. Y'all be easy. Peace.